can
How do South Africans feel, madam, that the whole of the black race have taken possession of your Nelson Mandela? Nelson Mandela has transcended being a South African. He has become a man, or he became, before his demise, a man of the world. He belonged to the whole world. I remember his visit to Canada, the school he went to, and the children all felt like he belonged to them. White kids, black kids, all of them felt like Mandela was theirs. The same way that the whole world is in mourning today, mourning and also celebrating the life of a man who is South African but belonged to the world.
I think the people back home feel that they are proud to have lived in a country where it produced such a leader, and a continent that produced such a leader. I think, the African continent, at times people take it like a dark continent. At the times, years ago, said Africa is a dark continent. But last year and the year before last year, the same magazine came back and said, Africa is a rising star. You ask yourself a question. Not long ago, the same magazine looked at Africa as a bleak continent not to invest in, not to do anything in. But it then changed. Now it is a rising star. And we are proud then as a country to really have to produce such a leader from the continent. I think people home have accepted that Mandela or Tata or Madiba is not only for us as these South Africans. And they know that, because when we travel to other countries, when I came here, I was from Turkey. And once you talk to people, you introduce yourself, they say, oh, when you say you're from South Africa, they'll say, Mandela country. Where's Mandela? Is okay. We are praying so hard for him. Whatever country you go to, they just say, come from South Africa, Mandela. That is the first person that they talk about, because he touched so many lives. And he's a person that we've accepted. He's a rare breed. And that's why we then accept that we shared him with everybody else. During apartheid, we went to London in 1988. And we went with the trade union work. I'm a former trade unionist. When we went to London in 1998, we went there for COSATU mission and workshop. But then it coincided with a huge Release Mandela campaign that with, and our comrades who were in exile told us that there's that rally we can attend. Those people were countless, millions of them. There were so, and remember, it's London. Our people who lived there was like small, tiny, minute percentage. The rest were British people, all of them shouting, "Release Mandela, release Mandela, release Mandela." And all of us were part of that delegation and said, yeah, no, Mandela is not only for us in South Africa. If we can have the British people and the anti-apartheid movement with Trevor Huddleston at the front, fighting for us to have Mandela out of prison, indeed we've got support from all over the world that he must be released. So that on his own then was telling us that we must accept it, that he's ours, but we share him with a lot of other countries.
Because of your involvement with the union and most likely with the ANC, what's your fondest memory of the man Madiba? Did you have any interaction with him in all the years since 1993, 94, 95?
Yes, I did. Before the elections, actually, in 94, we met him as the trade union leadership, because I served in my union as a National Executive Committee member. Actually, when he was released, we were from our National Executive Committee. in Johannesburg of Chemical Workers Industrial Union then. And we were all leaving. It was around lunchtime when we had news that Mandela is going to be released that day. And I must say it was spontaneous. Everybody else was on the street, kids, children, everybody were out, wanted to see this Mandela because we read about him, we did not know him. We read about him because at the time technology was not as advanced as now. There was no Google. Then you see a person and internet facilities that you can be sent somewhere. You only saw books that were able to sneak out of the country or inside the country at the time. I can talk about it now. And you'd see those pictures outside, but not the real man. And everybody was it was just a spontaneous celebration of, at last, it was 11th of February. I don't forget that because it was the afternoon of that National Executive Committee that came. So we met him then. After that, I think about 2-3 months as the union leadership. And I happened now to touch him and talk to him that time. It was indeed, to me, fulfilling, I think,